Yo, club culture is literally so dead. There's never been a worse time to be a nightclub. Nobody wants to go to the club, bro. It's because people only go out to hear certain types of music and see certain performers now. Raves, music festivals, they're all taking over. You go out to see a specific artist. The days of just random DJ nights are over. People go for the genres. They go for the artist.
I don't know what's happening to club culture, but the girlies are not wearing heels in the clubs anymore. And as a 34-year-old, I know I don't look my age, but as a 34-year-old, do we need to come out of retirement and teach the girls how to wear heels, or like what heels you need to shop for when going out in the club? Because the amount of flats and sandals that I saw is just like, part of the thrill of going to the club is dancing on the couch in your heels. You got to figure out how to strengthen those ankles so you don't break them. Like how to maneuver. Like it's a rite of passage. I feel like you don't appreciate wearing a flat if you aren't dancing on the couch in the club. I don't know, y'all. There's just something about a cute little heel. You know, we gotta figure it out. We gotta bring heel culture back to the clubs, because what are y'all doing? What's going on? What are y'all even doing? What's the purpose of going to the club if you're not gonna dress up?
Are nightclubs about to become extinct?
By the end of 2029, there will be no nightclubs left in the UK. None.
Yeah, you heard that right. In the last decade, we've lost almost half of our clubs. Since 2020, over a third have shut for good. That's about 3 a week. So, what's going on? Industry experts call it a perfect storm. Rents and business rates have skyrocketed, energy bills are crippling, and licensing rules are tighter than ever. Not to mention, the cost of living crisis means fewer of us can splash £100 on a night out.
And also, people just don't have the money at the moment.
And it's also got to do with changing lifestyle habits. Polls show that Gen Z are the most sober generation yet.
When I was going clubbing, it was quite common there were people sick in the corner. That doesn't really happen now. 1 out of 5 under the age of 25 aren't drinking any alcohol.
Industry leaders say social media and the risk of embarrassing videos being shared from a night out has also played a role. Plus, the pandemic. Instead of throwing shapes on the dance floor, young people were stuck inside baking banana bread. So, is the tradition of meeting your best mate in the smoking area or crying in the toilets over someone you just met dead?
Club culture died when it went from being women-centered to now being male-centered. And it never was like that. Look, that Metro Boomin situation shows how club culture has really died for real. Metro Boomin was at his own show for Futuristic Summer. I checked out the project. Look, I'm a 2000s kid, 90s baby. I liked that era, so hearing a lot of them songs, it was nostalgic. I thought it was just an okay project. And I'm from the deep South myself, so being from the South, I really, I vibe with that.
You see what I'm saying to him? I agree. Y'all got it. Fuck this shit.
Metro Boomin canceled his own show because the dudes in Atlanta would not get off the stage. Go click on the video. Go look at the video in the search. Metro Boomin canceled his own show. I seen Young Dro in the background, so it looked like it's about to be a nice little, function. But he canceled the show because he was telling them to get off the stage. From my understanding, everybody in Atlanta think they're a celebrity, so they wouldn't get off the stage. And another caveat to that, with club culture, it was way too many men there. Club culture died when it went from being women-centered to now being male-centered.
So this is actually crazy to me that people are actually seeing this as a problem, and the comment section is so goddamn toxic. Like, these men are just enjoying their own presence. They're just enjoying the music. They are literally not bothering anybody. I've gone to the clubs and there are men who will objectify me or touch me when I don't want to be touched. That's a problem. We should talk about those men. These men are just standing, or no, they're dancing. They're dancing and listening to music and just enjoying their own presence and being kind of silly and goofy. And I love to see that in men. I don't see the issue. If we're gonna sit here and talk about clubbing and how club culture is ruined, I think it's crazy that there are designated areas for certain genders. To even have this type of thinking of these type of people should be over here and these type of people should be over here in a club is so surface level, so performative, so silly. if you're going to the club and you're more worried about that instead of just dancing to the music and having fun, you're literally more worried about who's placed where, you're lame. Like, you're not fun. You're no fun. And the comment section, it seems like a lot of people are like that. Like, go to underground clubs. Mainstream clubs are not it for this reason.
You want to know what the craziest part about all of this is? That those same clubs will have you waiting online for an hour, 2, sometimes even 3 hours to get into the club for it to look like that. Not only are you waiting online, you also have to pay to get in. And then on top of that, all the clubs are so section heavy that for you to actually have a good time, you have to buy a fucking bottle. This is exactly why a lot of people are saying clubbing is dying because, first of all, inflation is hitting our bank accounts like crazy. No one has time or money to go out to the club and buy bottles just to have a good time anymore. And secondly, the vibes when it comes to going out is just not the same no more. Everybody just stands around, looks at each other, doesn't know how to talk to other people, doesn't know how to have a good time, how to vibe, how to dance, nothing, bro. From someone who is from New York, the biggest trend that I've saw this whole summer is day parties. Day parties are becoming such a big trend now that everybody rather have day parties than be in a club at night. Because this is what the club has come down to. Sections and people standing around. No one likes that shit.
Club culture is dead because men want to stand on couches like princesses. So most of these sections, I think the men are the ones that pay for. It's rare you have women pay for the section, even if there are a bunch of them, because women expect that when they dress up, they have makeup on, nice dresses. They expect that men should adore them, should admire them, and should just buy them drinks to say, you know what, for looking beautiful, here is the bottle. That's their expectation in their mind. And now when they get to the club, they are humbled because men don't feel like that. Some women have said that could it be that men hate us? Which I don't think is the case. I think most of what's happening is to do with the dating market, because men are not trying to give out for things for free. Like, you remember a long time ago, a man buying things or buying a drink for women that is not going to even get contact or dance with was an okay thing. In fact, women used to call that chivalry. But now it's simping. They're saying it's simping. A man buying or a man doing something for a woman who is not getting any benefit, they are saying it's simping. So when you see this woman here, you check her face, She's looking at the guys dancing. Okay, so you see now why mostly these women are saying that the club culture is dead. It's just a shift in men spending. Men are not spending on women that they are not gonna have something with. You understand? So a man pays up for a section, and then he buys all the beers there, all the drinks there, and at times maybe one of his friends, because they move as guys, maybe at times maybe one of his friends will like somebody, and they'll call her if she's willing to go in that section. But now I think mostly with the men are also scared to end up or to find themselves in trouble. You understand? Because sometimes maybe you can have an understanding, you are drinking, you call her in a section, she's a stranger you've met for the same time at the club. She's a stranger, you have an understanding. Maybe you've had too much. So sometimes there are people who've gotten in trouble, maybe with a type of trouble. Why? Because maybe he bought a lady a bottles with her friends, and maybe they danced a little bit, or maybe he touched in a way it wasn't supposed to. You know, so sometimes maybe you gotta stay out of trouble. So there are so many reasons what you can pinpoint as to why people are complaining. But for most part, I haven't seen so many videos where a man is complaining to say, why are dudes paying for all these sections? Why are not women paying for all these sections and their friends? I haven't seen any man complain. Mostly it's women who complain, because for most part, I think women going out, they will just worry about like, how am I going to move? But they never used to worry about drinks. They never used to worry about drinks if they want to eat something or what. Like, they never used to worry about that. Other than maybe them worrying about their security to say, okay, when we are done at the club, how am I gonna get home? Am I gonna be safe? But as long as they're at the club, they know that they are safe. Maybe also sometimes maybe they used to worry about like, okay, maybe men putting things in their drinks. But then they worrying about how much they're gonna spend on drinks, or the bill being too much. That never used to be their problem. But now that has become a problem. So the biggest problem is that for most of the women, among them worrying about safety, them worrying about how they are looking, them worrying about like how they're gonna get home, them worrying about people putting something in their drinks, they are worrying about the bill now. So the bill is the biggest issue. They never complained about these other things because they could deal with them. But now the biggest issue is the bill, because they don't spend money just like men do when men go out. So that's the biggest issue.